Adam Kennedy steps in, and Cliff Lee's first pitch is down low for ball one. .72 degrees, our game time temperature here in downtown Cleveland. Quickly, the count: 2 balls, no strikes on Adam Kennedy, who has gone 4 for 10 in the series. He has singled in the first inning in each of the first 2 games, or actually doubled and singled, and he scored both times.
Yeah, Oakland in the top of the first had a 1-0 lead in the first 2 games.
Now Cliff Lee's 2-1 pitch. And a line drive to right field, and Adam Kennedy has hit again to lead off a ball game for the 3rd straight time.
Well, you give him, he's a pretty good fastball hitter, and you get a 2-1 count. You know Cliff is going to come at you with a fastball. He gets it up, he gets it in, and he turns on it. So it goes as a base hit for Kennedy. And, you know, when Cliff in his last start ran into the White Sox, they were swinging the bats very well. But he also, his location wasn't what it has been.
Orlando Cabrera with a hit in 15 of his last 16 games. Swing and a miss. Nobody covered the bag, and an easy steal for Adam Kennedy, who gets his 8th.
That's the defense falling asleep right there. That was almost like a delayed steal. I don't know if Garco said anything. Kennedy shuffled off and then eventually took off. After Cabrera swings, Cabrera wasn't there. Watch. Shuffle. He's going. Oh, he's going all the way. Look at nobody. I mean nobody covered. That's a defensive mistake there by Cabrera. Nobody to throw to.
There's the 0-1 to Orlando Cabrera. It's up high. 1-1 the count. Caught him napping.
Yes, you do. That's, I mean, you have to pay attention. The first hitter of the game, for goodness sakes.
Now the 1-1 pitch up the middle as Drupal Cabrera will look to third, throw to first. Orlando Cabrera out number 1, but Adam Kennedy, the 3rd straight game, has the potential to come home on a sac fly or even a ground ball.
Well, the only difference is that Holiday's hitting 4th today instead
That's
of 3rd,
right, yeah.
because he had to ground out the first game, sacrifice fly the second game, but Suzuki's going to get the opportunity today.
And Suzuki, without question, their best overall hitter right now, the way he's been going from a consistent standpoint. The last 17 games batting .362.
You know, with the All-Star game approaching and everybody has to have a representative, I believe this was the one that Oakland will end up sending to the All-Star game.
Infield in, and the pitch up high for ball 1. He's gone 3 for 8 with a double in the series. Yeah, I think you're right, because when you look at the All-Star team, it's always very crowded in the outfield. So guys like Cust and Holiday,
yeah,
they're going to have a tough time making it.
Well, and this guy hasn't made an error in his last 65 games behind the plate. He does a nice job, you know, catching. He's been very consistent as a hitter. And frankly, on a team that's really struggling offensively, he's been a breath of fresh air.
Again, the infield in, 1-1 pitch, lined up the middle and into center field. And Oakland, for the 3rd straight game, scores in the first inning. Suzuki's 33rd run batted in on the year. And Adam Kennedy, who has hit to lead off every game in the series, has come home to score yet again.
Well, good job, Suzuki. Watch this pitch. There's a fastball out over the plate, gives him a little swinging room, and he goes right back up the middle. Here's a guy that can handle the ball away. We saw him in game number 1 Friday night shoot the ball down the right field line on a pitch that was down and off the plate by about 3 or 4 inches.
Now Matt Holliday looks at a ball down low. Holliday is 1 for 6 in the series, but over his last 25 games hitting at a .230 average. 1 on, 1 out, 1-1 pitch outside. Jack Cust waits on deck. Oakland has swung the bats well in the early innings in all 3 games. In the first 2 innings, coming into today, they're 7 for 19 with 3 runs scored. From innings 3 on, they're batting .226, and they've scored a total of just 2 runs. So they've been able to get themselves going early and get the early lead, but unable to add on to it. And the walk to Holiday, and Cliff Lee's in a first inning jam again.
Well, to this point, you know, we're used to seeing Cliff come out being very crisp, very sharp in his delivery and his pitches, and he's been behind most every hitter.
Jack Cust, one of just 2 left-handed hitters in the lineup for Bob Guerin's A's today. Fouled back out of play. Cust, who has great career numbers against the Indians, but over his last 10 games now, batting just .206 with 17 strikeouts.
It was Carl Pavano in yesterday's game that had a rough first inning, was able to work his way through it.
Just missed inside with that pitch.
Remember that play at third base that Peralta made to get out of the inning with bases loaded, stabbed a line drive to keep it at 1 run.
Here's the set now on the 1-1. Pop foul out of play. Jack Cust with a .227 batting average on the year. That's the 5th lowest average in the American League. And, of course, we told you last night Jason Giambi has the lowest. You got 2 guys in your lineup. That's why offensively they have been struggling this year. Swing and a miss, and Cliff Lee gets a big strikeout for out number 2. That's 18 punch-outs now over his last 11 games for Cust.
Well, that was a curveball, good location. This one down, out of the zone, right at the end. It gets down below his knees, but he gets him to chase it, and that big swing comes up empty.
To get out of the jam here in the first, Cliff Lee will have to deal with another Indian killer, Mark Ellis. Even though he's struggled since coming off the DL, going 4 for 18.
Well, the Indians have beaten the A's in this ballpark 6 straight times. It seems like when Oakland handles the Indians when we go out west.
Fouled back, 1-1. Well, the interesting thing about that is that Mark Ellis loves hitting anywhere but Oakland. This year, he's got a .270 average on the road and a .159 mark at home.
Wow. Yeah, our only trip to Oakland comes mid-September.
Be perfect, right? When football's in season, the Oakland Coliseum turf will be all tore up.
Well, that means our crew will be dressed like Raiders fans and going into the ballpark.
1-2 the count. You see the career numbers for Ellis against the Indians. Cliff Lee trying to make like Carl Pavano last night and get out of a first inning mess. The 1-2 pitch. In the dirt, gets away from Shopik, and the runners move up to second and third.
Will be
Wild
the
pitch.
6th for Cliff this year.
A knuckle curve, that spiked curve. And a big break on it.
So now this out even bigger, because now with the swing of the bat, you can get 2 more runs with 2 outs.
The 2-2 pitch jammed him. And the shortstop, Asdrubal Cabrera, will grab the pop-up to end the inning. The A's get on the board first, but Cliff minimizes the damage. 1-0 Oakland, middle of inning number 1. Coming to bat, let's take a look at the starting 9 for Eric Wedge. Brought to you by Progressive Insurance, proud to be the official auto insurance provider of the Cleveland Indians. Asdrubal Cabrera, Jamie Carroll, Grady Sizemore, then Shin-Soo Choo, Johnny Peralta, and Ryan Garco. Ben Francisco, Red Hot, Chris Jimenez, and Kelly Shopik rounded out today.
Gio Gonzalez on the mound, another rookie pitcher for the Oakland A's, making his 3rd start, his 5th appearance. This guy has been up and down. This is the 3rd time he has been called up from AAA. Never faced the Indians before, so his first look at the Tribe.
Asdrubal Cabrera looks at a first pitch that's down low. 2 for 5 in the series. His 2 hits, both doubles. 1-1 the count. After going with the same lineup for the first time all year, the last 2 ball games, back-to-back, Indians really changing it up today. Victor Martinez, it was pretty clear he needed a day off, the way he's been struggling. Line drive to right field, and a sliding catch made by Jack Cust for out number 1. In addition to Martinez being on the bench, Travis Hafner also sitting this one out tonight.
Let's take a look at the A's defense behind Gonzalez this afternoon. It's Holiday in left, Davis in center, Cust is in right. Kennedy at third, Cabrera at short, Ellis at second, Crosby at first, and Powell behind the plate.
Jamie Carroll gets his first action in the series, looks at ball 1 outside. Carroll's hit in 3 straight games. Only 3 for his last 9. Good chance really for Eric Wedge with an off day tomorrow to give guys like Hafner and Martinez a little extended break.
Exactly.
Try to run them hard into the All-Star break. Then you get to 3 days off. Bouncer to third, Adam Kennedy. Throws on the money, 2 down. Well, Browns fans, you can log on to STOHD.com and register for your chance to win a pair of Browns regular season tickets. Every time the Indians hit a double between now and July 11th, we're giving away a pair to a Browns game. Tickets go on sale July 11th at 10 a.m. through Ticketmaster. So getting all geared up for the big first day on sale. So far, so good. We gave away 5 pairs of tickets the first day of this deal, and I think we'll be at 2 yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
Eddie Sizemore has been known to wrap a double or two in his day. This is a routine fly to center. Rajay Davis makes the catch, and the Indians go 1-2-3. After an inning, it's Oakland 1, Cleveland nothing.
Of the Cleveland Indians, Continental Airlines, work hard, fly right. By McCafe Coffees at McDonald's, all made to order with fresh ground espresso beans. And by All Care Dental and Dentures, we make seeing the dentist easy.
Back here at Progressive Field, where the A's have the 1-0 lead going to the second inning of play. Landon Powell, A's backup catcher, leading off. Looks at ball one outside. Powell has hit in 3 straight games, but he hasn't been behind the plate in a week. His last start at catcher was 1 week ago today. Between then and now, though, he did start one game at the DH spot. And he's been able to hit in 3 straight games despite not playing a whole bunch. But that is the role of the backup catcher. Especially when you're behind Suzuki, who's going to get the lion's share of the catching duties. Landon Powell, a native of Raleigh, North Carolina. He was a first-round pick back in 2004, 24th overall selection. Again, Cliff just missing outside, 2-2. Now the 2-2 offering. Swung on and missed. Cliff gets his second strikeout. One down here in the second inning. Don't forget, if you're thinking about getting engaged, here's a program. Buy your engagement ring at Alvin's Jewelers. Then, if it rains on your wedding day, that engagement ring is free. Log on to alvinsjewelers.com for all the details. Bobby Crosby in his second game in the series. Started the opener, sat out last night. Batting just .153 in his last 27 games. And 0 for 4 in the series. A little tapper, but it stays foul.
Well, here's a guy that was their shortstop at one time, now has turned into their utility guy with Chavez down and out. He's playing third. Today he's playing first.
Yeah, I never would have envisioned him as a first baseman.
Well, or third, because he made 2 errors in this in one game with the throws, moving on the run.
Tough play with the sun, but Chu comes in and makes the grab. You can tell Jamie Carroll was having a difficult time shading his eyes. And Chu had the easier look at it, so he made the grab. And with 2 down, Rajay Davis will be coming to the plate. Firestone League leaders. A tradition of innovation, and Chu has been gunning them down all season. Surprising that they still try to run on him as much as they do.
Well, they'll slow down that second half when you start facing teams again that, you know, he's proven that he can throw and he's got a very good arm.
Reports are out there now.
They're going to say you better make sure you can get there before you take a base on Chu.
Rajay Davis, formerly of the San Francisco Giants and before that the Pittsburgh Pirates. Good kid with great speed. Fouls it out of play. Davis originally honed his skills as a basketball player in his hometown of New London, Connecticut. But a Pirate scout by the name of Charlie Sullivan saw him, and Pittsburgh drafted him in the 38th round back in 2001. 4 years later, he set an Altoona Curve franchise record with 45 stolen bases. Barehand grab throw, not a chance.
I was just watching him go down the line, and he can pick him up and lay him down.
Infield single for Davis.
He got down the line in a hurry from the right side of the batter's box. He just hit it, and he'll get a good look. The only chance, which was very minimal, that he would have had was he had to barehand it. But watch this guy out of the box. Put your head down and go, baby.
Looks like he's barely touching the ground.
That's getting after it right there.
That was one of those bad trades the Pirates made back in 07. They sent Davis to the Giants for Matt Morris. He was basically hurt. He didn't pitch a whole bunch.
Never came back. You're right. I think maybe lasted a half a year there.
But then the Giants gave up on him, designated him for assignment, and the A's claimed him.
Well, this is the point you probably want to see Davis run. Cliff's just going to hold it, as he so often does with his speed with 2 outs, and you've got pretty much a line drive hitter up there. You might as well take a chance at a steal.
Tell you what, Rick, I'm surprised that with the 9 steals that he's been caught 4 times.
Well, with your good speed, you still have to read pitchers.
There's a line drive foul.
Stealing bases is an art. It's not just pure speed.
And, of course, he's in there today against the Indians' toughest tandem to steal against, I would think, with Lee and Shopik. Because Cliff holds runners so well. Doesn't have a great move, but it's just tough for him to.
They've stolen 7, and they've only caught 1.
Fouled out of play. Seven attempts. And how many? This is start number 18. So that's not a bunch.
No. It's not that they run a lot on him. It's just that he doesn't have a move to first base. Rarely will he throw to first base. He usually goes home. When he doesn't, he holds it like he did right there.
In the air, left field. Back goes Jimenez, still going back. Makes the catch just onto the warning track. And the inning is over. So Kennedy flies out to deep left field. And we'll go to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Oakland. As we go to the bottom of the second inning here on Kids Fun Day. Excuse you.
I thought that was you.
Oh, boy. All right, here we go. Shin-Soo Choo leans back. And Gio Gonzalez set him down 1-2-3 in the first inning. The Oakland left-hander, just 23 years old. We've seen all three of their young pitchers in this series.
Well, and there's one we didn't see, probably their best, Anderson, who's 21. They have a very young staff, and, you know, it takes a little while for these guys to develop, as we know, young pitchers, but the talent is there.
Check swing foul. Gonzalez is a guy who's just looking for a home. He was originally drafted by the Chicago White Sox in 2004. In the first round, he was one of those compensation picks, 38th overall. The next year, he was traded to the Phillies in the Jim Thome deal. The very next year, he was traded back to the White Sox, along with Gavin Floyd, for Freddie Garcia.
Right.
And then in 2008, came to the A's as part of the Nick Swisher package. So he's hoping now he can just settle down and stay somewhere for a while.
You know, for his age, you're exactly right. To be traded that many times is rare.
Left fielder Holiday can't get there. How about that? Choo goes into second. Orlando Cabrera went out. He got turned around, and I think he completely lost his bearings once he looked up into that sun.
Well,
and then he was hoping Holiday could get there, but as we've seen in this series, he does not run all that well.
Well, if you're having problems with the sun, there they are again with the shades, just the regular sunglasses that do not block the sun. Look at him. He's looking for it, and you're right. He lost it. He's looking for help. That's his ball. That's Cabrera's ball. He's a Gold Glove shortstop. You've got to catch that ball. He was looking for help all the way. And Holiday, mind you, he plays so deep, and he is not a very good outfielder. And he never does get there. But, you know, Choo says, that's fine with me. I get a double.
Yeah, I'll take it, he says.
You know, a play that should have been made. It's not made, and they get their leadoff man aboard. So see if the Indians can take advantage of it.
Well, that's not an error, but Orlando Cabrera came in tied for the major league lead among shortstops with a dozen miscues on the year.
Well, that's a miscue. It's just not going to be scored as an error.
By the way, Rick, Chris Toten of Cortland, Ohio, is our latest winner in our Going for Two Browns contest. He's got a pair of tickets to a Cleveland Browns game this year.
Chris is thrilled to death that they lost that in the sun and didn't catch it.
Johnny Peralta takes a strike over the inside corner. So congratulations to Chris Toten from Cortland, Ohio. He's our first winner today, hopefully the first of many. Reminder, Browns individual game tickets go on sale July 11th at 10 a.m. through Ticketmaster. It's a 1-0 Oakland lead. Bottom of the second inning. Tribe with the tying run in scoring position. And Choo has 13 steals on the year. He stole third earlier in this series, but that was with 2 outs. Here's a time where if you can steal it, you'd like to see it with less than 2 out. But again, you can't make the first out at third base unless you can go in there walking.
You're in scoring position. You steal it off the middle infielders when they don't pay attention and they don't hold you on, especially off a left-handed pitcher. You know, normally you see Ellis at second because Johnny goes the other way. It's going to be Cabrera's job, but he can get off a little more and a little more every time.
Yeah, they're not really holding him much at all.
That's where you steal third base. You steal him off the middle infielders.
Of course, we haven't had a chance to see Landon Powell's throwing arm. And again, neither is Shin-Soo Choo. Not Kurt Suzuki behind the plate today. He's DHing, so Powell the backup in there. And the 1-2 pitch swung on and missed. So Peralta strikes out. 1 for 9 now in the series. When the Indians go deep, we raise money for the Gathering Place, a caring community that helps individuals and families dealing with cancer. $5,520 donated to date. You can Help out by logging on to touchbycancer.org.
You know, the Indians did a good job last night. They only struck out one time, and that came in the 9th inning. It was, off the side armor that came into the ball game, and it was Peralta. But they, that's a nice job one time. It was off Ziegler.
Line drive right field. Cust coming in will play it on a bounce. Chu did not get a good read. He'll stop at third. He couldn't tell if that ball was going to hang up and allow Cust to come in and make the catch.
Well, it is. That's a tough read right there when you're a base runner. You know it may fall, but you also know if the guy makes a diving catch, he can double you up.
Doubled up and the
That's
inning's
exactly
over.
right. You can't get doubled up. You have to be 100% sure, so you just move up a base. Now you still have an opportunity to a guy who's had 6 straight hits.
Our great clip of the game yesterday, Ben Francisco had a phenomenal game. He's had a great series, 6 for 7, 2 doubles, and a homer. Relax, you're at Great Clips. Francisco with runners at first and third and 1 out. Takes a breaking ball for a strike. Chu's at third with Garco at first. And a big swing and a miss. It's quickly 0-2. So Gonzalez was paying attention yesterday. So I'm not going to just feed this guy fastballs.
There you go. Big curveball. Starts that one out way out in the left-handed batter's box.
Came with another one. Missed inside with it.
Well, you can afford to. Now you get ahead of him. Now you try and get him to swing at a pitch out of the strike zone and swing and miss. You go for the punch out with a man on third and less than 2 out.
And he gets it. Second strikeout in the inning, 2 down. Runner still at the corners, and Chris Jimenez will be the batter.
Stayed right there with it, Matt. That's all he saw was a steady diet of curveballs. That one was in a good location. Here you go. Then it disappears. You come up empty.
Chris Jimenez has collected 8 hits and 30 at-bats. Tying run at third base. Go ahead run at first, 2 down. And another breaking ball in there for a strike.
Here's the show fastball. Come in, move him back off the plate. See, and that's what young hitters have to recognize, that, he started them off with a get me over curveball, strike 1. Now he shows you the fastball. So I doubt if he'll double up with it. He did outside. He sure did.
Popped up foul ground. This will find the seats. Well, this just in. We welcome those of you who watched Roger Federer prevail at Wimbledon for his 15th major already. So Indians at the corners with 2 away. Chris Jimenez trying to deliver the clutch hit here.
Well, if Gonzalez can get out of this, you got to tip your cap to him, because he shouldn't be in this situation right now. Because they should have been in 3 outs if they catch Chu's ball.
It was just a little pop-up down the left field line that they had trouble with in the sun. And the 2-2.
There it is.
Strike 3 called, and the inning is over. No runs, 2 hits, 2 men left aboard. Through 2. Oakland 1, Cleveland nothing. The A's 1-0, moving to the third inning. Orlando Cabrera, Kurt Suzuki, and Matt Holliday for Oakland to face Cliff Lee. Hope you've had an enjoyable 4th of July weekend. Tell you what, it was some sight heading out of here last night, going home. Not only did we have great fireworks here at Progressive Field, but I think I saw at least 10 more fireworks shows in different communities going home.
Yeah, you were heading west. I did the same thing heading east down the lake. They were on all over the place.
1-0 pitch in there for a strike. Well, Rick, you probably remember this game. The last year at Cleveland Stadium, on this day, Rickey Henderson became the first player in 80 years to open both games of a doubleheader with a home run. Did that against the Indians in 1993 at the old stadium.
I'll be darned.
The only other guy to do it was Harry Hooper for the Boston Red Sox in 1913 in a doubleheader played in Washington.
Don't really remember Harry.
Little floater over the head of Carroll, and it drops in. As Orlando Cabrera now, that's his 4th hit in the series. And the leadoff man aboard for Kurt Suzuki. On this day in 1947, Larry Doby made his debut for the Cleveland Indians, struck out as a pinch hitter against the White Sox, becoming the first African-American to play in the American League.
Right.
He would play 13 years. He totaled 1,515 hits, and I'll bet you most people don't realize that was only 3 hits fewer than Jackie Robinson.
Well, and, you know, he was just a month or so behind Jackie. Larry Doby was a great man.
My first chance to meet him was when the Indians retired his number here at Progressive Field. Very gracious, very humble.
Well, he was a coach when I was in the spring training a couple of times as an outfield coach, and truly one of the nicest men around. Ended up going on to manage the White Sox.
Slow chopper hit to third. Peralta, his only play to first, flips it over. And Suzuki is out number 1. Orlando Cabrera moves to second base. And now Matt Holliday will come to the plate. He walked his first time up. Here's today's Alltel text poll question of the game. Best throwing arm in the AL. Chu, Ichiro, Guerrero, Upton, Hunter. Text your answer to 31962. And we'll have the results later in the game. Some good arms on that list. Matt Holliday takes the first pitch strike. Close play. They snuck in behind the runner at second base. Jamie Carroll came in behind Orlando Cabrera, and Cliff whirled and threw a seed back there, but Cabrera was able to get back just ahead of the tag. He doesn't want Cabrera to just take off on him. Fouled away into the club seats, ricocheting off an empty seat and then all the way down below.
I'd like to send out a happy birthday wish to Ray Paganella of North Canton, who is turning 91 today. Ray, happy birthday.
Close pitch, called a ball. And the 1-2, same spot. Straighten him up.
Buzzed him inside with a couple of good fastballs. See if he sets him up for either that curveball away or the changeup down and away.
Bob Guerin, A's manager, has watched his team come up short in the first 2 games of this series. And after being down in the count 0-2, it's now a full count. Jack Cust waits on deck. And he missed with it, ball 4. So Cliff has walked Holiday for the 2nd time today. 2 on, 1 out. And Jack Cust, who struck out his first time up, will be the batter.
Well, you can celebrate Beach Weekend when we come back after the All-Star break. It'll be July 17th. The Seattle Mariners will be in town 7:05 Friday night. It'll be another fireworks weekend. Just getting over one here. It'll be another one after the All-Star break.
First pitch strike to Jack Cust. Ground ball to second. Carroll goes to second base for 1. Cabrera's relay. It's in time. An inning-ending double play. Nicely turned by the Tribe. 4-6-3. And Cliff Lee gets out of the jam. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd. 1-0 Oakland. Oakland on top by a score of 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning here at Progressive Field. It will be Kelly Shopik as Drupal Cabrera and Jamie Carroll for the Tribe. Shopik batting an even 200 on the year. 6 homers, 19 runs batted in, 7 doubles. And there's a high fly ball to left field. Holiday near the line and reaches over and hangs on. Makes the catch for out number 1. Let's go down on the farm, get a look at our Subway Fresh Face of the game. Carlos Santana, 3 for 5 with 2 home runs last night, having a whale of a season. Already made the Double-A Eastern League All-Star team. Subway, play hard, eat fresh. As Dribble Cabrera looks at a ball outside. And quickly 2-0. Caught the outside corner, 2-1. And now Cabrera has worked the count in his favor, 3-1. Shot it back, out of play. Full count. Payoff pitch. Hard ground ball hit to short. Fielded by Cabrera. And Orlando Cabrera takes care of his Dribble Cabrera. 2 down. Gio Gonzalez says that growing up, baseball was always his first love, but he said he also really enjoyed basketball. But it was his father who told him he had to be realistic and face the facts that the NBA was not going to be within his reach at 5'11".
That's pretty good chance of that, unless you are some kind of quick and can shoot.
Pitch down low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Outside, the pitch goes 2-1. So for the second straight hitter, he's fallen behind 3-1. And it's ball 4, so he has issued his first walk of the day. And the Indians have a 2-out base runner now for Grady Sizemore, who flied out to center field his first time up.
Looks like he rushes a little bit with that fastball and opens up that delivery. And it's up and away to the right-handed hitters.
Well, the third inning has been the charm in this series for the Indians. Although they do have 2 outs in the inning, they've scored 6 runs in the third inning against Oakland. And that's been the inning in which they've really turned the tables on them, because Oakland's had the early lead all 3 games. Let's see if Grady Sizemore can keep that statistic relevant here today. This is the first time this year Sizemore's batted in the 3-hole, but it's the 9th time in his career. I didn't realize he'd batted third that many times already.
I remember where the experiment came out. Of course, every time it's when either Victor and Hafner were out of the lineup, and again, they're out of the lineup today.
He's had pretty good success, now albeit limited opportunities, but he's gone 9 for 32. That's a .281 average, 2 homers and 5 runs batted in.
Well, and it doesn't change. He's not going to change his approach, whether it's first, second, third, or anywhere in the lineup.
One ball and 2 strikes to count on Sizemore. Flied out to center his first time up. But since June 23rd, in his last 10 games, batted .270. Carroll drawing a throw.
Well, good time to go over there if you're Gonzalez. A 1-2 count on Sizemore. Carroll doesn't have a stolen base, but they figure they'll run on first movement if they go. And that's the pitch to run on that breaking ball.
"45 pitches so far for Gonzalez, 25 for strikes. And with a runner at first and 2 out, it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count on Sizemore. The lefty deals, and it's fouled back. Now the 2-2. It's outside, full count. So now Jamie Carroll will get a head start. He'll take off on the pitch. Bobby Crosby will drop behind him at first base. And remember, that is the tying run. And the 3-2 is socked to deep right field. Cussed over his head. Short hops the wall. Carroll around third. He's coming home. He'll score without a play. And Grady Sizemore doubles in the tying run with 2 outs here in the 3rd inning. His 14th double of the year, his 44th run batted in. And Johanna Del Castello of Amsterdam, New York, is our latest winner of a pair of Browns tickets, thanks to the Grady Sizemore 2-out RBI double.
Well, this is going to be our McDonald's I'm loving it. Anytime you get a 2-out base hit, Grady gets the count in his favor. 3-2 gets back into the count, and he tried to heat him up, and he hits a line drive over the head of Jack Kuss. So after the 2-out walk to Carroll, the Sizemore double, and you have to love that. At McDonald's, you can purchase any size soft drink or sweet tea for only $1.
So again, congratulations to Johanna Del Castello of Amsterdam, New York. 2 tickets to a Cleveland Browns game coming up this year. And a reminder that Browns tickets go on sale July 11th at 10 a.m. through Ticketmaster. And again, the big 2-out hit for the Indians. And again, it's that third inning.
I was going to say they come back with 2 outs, but there was the walk that got him.
Now Shin-Soo Choo, who doubled his first time up. Pretty good breaking ball right there from Gonzalez. Low and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. Choo hit a high pop down the left side that Orlando Cabrera, the ace shortstop, really lost track of in the sun, and Matt Holliday, the left fielder, couldn't get to it. Dropped just inside the line, and Choo had the Indians' first double. Tied him up with a good pitch. 1-2 the count. Good location for Gonzalez. Sizemore, the go-ahead run at second base with 2 down here in the 3rd. And on the 1-2 pitch, a swing and a miss. But the Indians rally back with a 2-out RBI hit to tie the game. We're even up at 1 apiece through 3. the field where the Indians and A's are now tied at 1 through 3 innings of play. Mark Ellis, Landon Powell, Bobby Crosby to bat for Oakland against Cliff Lee. Lee's 55th pitch of the game coming up right here. He's only had 6 first pitch strikes so far today. And that has been his M.O. for most of the year, getting ahead early.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, he's not as crisp as he normally is, but he battles his way through. And when you go out there at times as a starter, you don't have your best stuff. And last start he didn't, and this start he doesn't, but he's working his way through it.
Right side, lower deck, out of play, 1-1. Down low, 2 balls and a strike. Does he seem to you to be the same pitcher we saw against Chicago, with the exception that the White Sox hitters hit every little mistake he made?
Maybe a little sharper here today.
Popped him up on the infield. Cabrera backing up. And the shortstop has it 1 away. Here's our direct energy bringing the gas sequence from the 2nd inning.
Well, Paul was the hitter, and Cliff's going to end up getting him out with a changeup. But he's started him off that way. Got a fastball. There's the changeup. Went fastball away, and then gets him with that changeup.
Direct Energy, simple solutions for your natural gas supply needs. This time Powell goes after the first pitch and pops it sky high on the right side. Carroll backing up, and again he'll give way. This time to Cabrera, who comes over to make the grab. Thought it was going to be Chu.
Well,
but his dribble might have had a better
both those guys coming in from that side of the diamond is where the sun is right now, and it's easier for Cabrera. It was not in the middle, so it's off to his side. So an easier play for Asdrubal. You watch Chu coming in. He's got his glove up as well. Look at Carroll. Gloves up, and there's Cabrera finally says, okay, forget it. I'll take it. He didn't have the tough time in the sun.
Bobby Crosby flying to right his first time up. Right back to the screen. Had a good rip. Indians and A's tied at 1 here in the 4th inning at Progressive Field. And he almost went after it, but held up. 1-2.
Well, Yetta Marion of Youngstown is 65, and get this, she used to live in the same apartment building as Tito Francona, and says she played catch with Terry. How about that? Happy birthday, Yetta. From Youngstown, Ohio.
Cliff Lee with a 1-2 pitch. Slow curve, swung out and missed. 3rd strikeout for the Indians left-hander. The A's go 1-2-3. Fourth with a fly ball to right field. Jack Cust grabs it, and that's quickly out number one. One pitch, one out. Peralta 0 for 2 today, 1 for 10 in the series. We're tied at 1 here in the home half of inning number 4. Indians got their run in the third with a 2-out RBI double by Grady Sizemore. The A's, for the third straight time in the series, got a leadoff hit from their top guy, Adam Kennedy, and he came around to score in the first inning for the third time in the series. Ryan Garco had a base hit for the Indians, one of their 3 hits on the day in the second inning. There's a solid line drive single up the middle. And Ryan Garco is 2 for 2 here this afternoon and now 4 for 10 in the series. Well, the All-Star Game selections have been made. Let's send you back to the STO studios for a Ford Sports update and find out what we have.
All right, guys, here's the starters now for both the American and National Leagues. Interestingly, on the National League side, Raul Ibanez at 37 years old will make his first All-Star Game appearance. Victor Martinez is the only Indians representative named as a reserve. Cliff Lee left off in favor of Tim Wakefield as 4.30 ERA. Back to you.
All right, Alan. Andrew Bailey has been named the All-Star Game representative for the Oakland A's. Francisco, a high chopper to third. They get 1 at second. Relay not in time. Garco erased 5-4. Francisco at first with 2 down. Andrew Bailey, the White Sox reliever, second among Major League bullpen pitchers with 57 strikeouts.
Yeah, that is something, in baseball. Every team has to be represented in the All-Star game. So,
we thought Suzuki had a good chance, but Bailey has had a good year, and he's a rookie. And among rookies, with the 8 saves, that's a pretty good job so far this year. Here's Orlando Cabrera throwing out Jimenez, and the inning is over. Through 4, we're tied at 1. By Subway, play hard, eat fresh. By Alltel Wireless, choose who you call for free with my number, my circle, any number, any network. And by Nike, it's about you. Fifth inning, tied at 1. Rajai Davis, Adam Kennedy, Orlando Cabrera to face Cliff Lee. Well, neither Cliff or Gonzalez wasted any time getting through the fourth inning. Total of 16 pitches were made. 9 by Cliff, 7 by Gio. Davis goes after the first pitch and bangs it back foul.
Yeah, those guys going through that lineup for the second time, getting a little more aggressive early in the count.
Downstairs with the 0-1 pitch. Scoreboard update brought to you by Wendy's. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's. Two balls and a strike. Davis had an infield single his first time up. He is a flyer. A soft single into center field for Davis. This time he's 2 for 2. Turn it over to the top of the order now, and Adam Kennedy.
One difference, that first time up there was a 2-out single. Now he leads the fifth inning off with a base hit. Well, now you have a chance to do something here with speed on and nobody out.
Davis did not run with 2 outs in the second inning. Kennedy went after the first pitch. Kennedy's 5 for 12 in the series. He has scored 3 runs, which is exactly half of Oakland's run total in the series. Cliff Lee fields the bunt, throws to first. Kennedy retired on the sacrifice. And Davis the go-ahead run into scoring position with 1 out here in the 5th inning.
Well, Progressive Field will transform into Cleveland's most unique restaurants with the return of Dinner on the Diamond. That'll take place July 10th and July 25th. You also have a chance to play catch in the outfield and a souvenir Cleveland Indians wine bucket. Call 216-420-HITS or visit Indians.com to make your reservations today.
Oakland manager Bob Guerin must have felt that he'd rather sacrifice the speedster into scoring position and then let his top hitters take a crack at driving him in, as opposed to letting Davis try to steal second and then sacrifice him to third. But as we pointed out, with 9 steals, he's also been caught 4 times. And Cliff Lee, while you can steal on him if you pick the right pitch, he's not easy to get a good read on for base stealers at first.
Well, just look where Carroll's at, though, at second base with the speedster on there, keeping him very close. He is right, I'd say, within 10 feet of second base.
Right in his hip pocket.
Cabrera does go the other way. He shot his last base hit to right field.
This time he pulls it, and on one hop, a nice pick by Asdrubal Cabrera. Just does throw him out at first, 2 down. That ball was hit pretty hard, but Asdrubal Cabrera did a terrific job of fielding it on the short hop and throwing him out.
Did a beautiful job. Saved a run, really. See, they're going to force him to try and pull that ball and let him slap it the other way, but Cabrera, nice job. He actually caught that ball before he went into that slide. And that slide was to get his feet set so where he could turn and throw and get the out. Nicely done.
So Davis, the go-ahead run at third with 2 away, and Kurt Suzuki, 1 for 2, is the batter. Suzuki drove in the A's only run in the first. And he was looking for a bunt right there. Not a squeeze.
Well, he saw Peralta back behind the base at third base, so he figured I'm going to try and just lay one down. It's a gimme hit.
The 0-1 pitch down low. I think the only other number 3 hitter I can remember doing that with a lot of frequency was Robbie Alomar.
What's that, bunts?
Yeah. Normally your 3 hitter is a guy you want to swing the bat.
Well, I mean, he's just thinking, hey, I want to try and get this run in, and he felt he could get it in with a bunt on the first pitch, the element of surprise. He's not going to do it again. I mean, he tried it that one time, fouled it off.
Here's the 1-2. Just missed a little bit high. Tie game here in the 5th. Davis, the runner at third with 2 down. And a 2-ball, 2-strike count on Kurt Suzuki. And it's fouled back. Cliff Lee about to make pitch number 78 on the afternoon. And it got away from him, full count. Matt Holliday would be next. He's walked twice so far today. And the 3-2 is fouled back.
Let's wrap up our birthdays for today. Kayla Zeiders of Chester, Virginia, turning 20 today. Happy birthday. And Kara Callahan, a happy belated birthday to you.
Again, the payoff pitch. And it's ball 4. So Cliff Lee will have to deal with Matt Holliday, who he's walked twice today. 2 on and 2 out here in the 5th inning. Let's get a look at our All Care Dental Indentures Smile and Easy Cam here at Progressive Field this afternoon. Lots of smiles. Sunshine is plentiful on this beautiful Sunday afternoon kids fun day. With 17 locations across northeastern Ohio, All Care Dental and Dentures make seeing the dentist easy. Pitch to Matt Holliday, a strike on the outside corner. Down low, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Cliff trying to regain that composure and get this out. Does not want Oakland to take the lead here. First and third, 2 out. Middle part of their lineup.
Missed again, 2-1. There's Rajay Davis, the go-ahead run. He's at third. And Suzuki, who walked, is down at first. Here's the 2-1. Bouncer in the hole, and the A's take the lead. Davis scores. Suzuki stops at second. And Matt Holliday had his 43rd run batted in on the year.
Well, he fell behind and then tried to go away. And that ball looked like it was a changeup, I think. And Holliday, he went inside with a couple of hard pitches and he missed off the plate. Went away with a changeup, and Holliday just slaps it the other way. Big hole between first and second, so Oakland will take a 2-1 lead.
Now Jack Cust will bat with 2 aboard and 2 out. And he's 0 for 2 today. 2 for 8 in the series. Nice play up in the seats. .85 pitches now in the afternoon for Cliff Lee. And he fires a strike in there to make the count 0-2.
So far in this series, the A's have scored 7 runs. 6 of them have been scored by their leadoff men.
Just a little bit too high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This is only the 3rd run they've scored in the series that has come outside of the first 2 innings of a game.
Right.
And the 1-2. Slow curve. Cust did not chase after like he did earlier in the ballgame when he struck out. Two on, 2 out, 2-2 pitch. Hammered that foul off his own foot.
26 pitches in this inning for Cliff. And that one goes right down and ouch. That's smart. He'll take a little walk.
So again, Cliff Lee trying to work his way through this 5th inning. He's allowed a run on 2 hits. Still 2 men on base with 2 down. Indians trailing it now 2-1. And his 90th pitch of the afternoon is just inside, full count.
Heater in, off the plate. You can see where Shopik's really got to go inside there. Not a bad pitch, but he didn't bite. Did not go after it.
If he loses Cust, Mark Ellis is next. Runners will be moving on this 3-2 pitch. And it's just fouled off by Cust, who got a piece of it. And Kelly Shopik wants to go out and have a word with Cliff on how to go about attacking Cust on this 3-2 pitch. Indians trying for a 3-game sweep of the A's here this afternoon. Gunning for their 20th home win on the year. But they're on the short end right now of a 2-1 score and a key moment here in the ballgame. Kurt Suzuki, the runner, at second. Matt Holliday at first. They will be in motion once Cliff Lee delivers this 3-2 pitch to Jack Cust. And instead, a turn towards second and nothing doing. As usual. Now they go. And it's hit down the left side, slicing into the seats. Indians have 3 infielders on the right side for Cust. And again the 3-2. And a ground ball into the teeth of that shift. Carroll throws out Cust and the inning is over. Oakland grabs the lead. A run on 2 hits, 2 men left aboard. Middle of the 5th, 2-1 Oakland. Two-1 Oakland lead, bottom of the 5th inning here at Progressive Field. Kelly Shopik, Asdrubal Cabrera, and Jamie Carroll for Cleveland. Left-hander Gio Gonzalez has given up just 1 run. That came in the 3rd on a 2-out RBI double by Grady Sizemore. And he's only made 60 pitches so far today. 0-2 the count. Shopik flied into foul ground on the left side his first time up. Breaking ball missed. First time through the lineup, the Indians had 2 hits against Gonzalez. Second time through, they had 2 hits. Shopik held up, although this is the last hitter of that second time through for the Indians, Shopik. So still a chance for a 3rd hit.
You can see clearly he was able to check that swing.
And this time he gets him. 5th strikeout for Gonzalez. 1 down here in the 5th inning.
Well, All-Star voting isn't over yet. You can vote today through Thursday for the 33rd and final player for both the American and National League rosters. Go to Indians.com and cast your All-Star Game final vote.
As Asdrubal Cabrera 0 for 2 steps in. He is lined out to right, grounded out to short. One thing that Gonzalez has not done today is thrown any flat breaking balls or hung many fat ones. He's got a pretty good sharp break on it.
Yeah, he does. He's got a pretty good curveball. Absolutely right. He went back to that second inning. When you think about it, he got out of a pretty good jam.
That time a fastball that Cabrera turns around for his first hit today. 5th hit of the night or the afternoon for the Indians. And that'll bring up Jamie Carroll.
This fastball looked like it was middle of the plate, and he was able to take advantage of it down in the strike zone. So the first hit for Cabrera, the 5th for the Indians. 1 out single.
So the tying run aboard. And a pitch inside to Jamie Carroll. Chased one up high to even the count.
Send along a happy 62nd anniversary to Jackie and John Grabowski of Northfield Center.
Jamie able to get back with the dive. The 1-1 sliced out of play. Gio Gonzalez working with a 1-run lead here in the 5th. And he struck him out looking.
That's a curveball, boy. It's a good one.
That's his 6th strikeout here today. 2 down in the 5th.
He starts that ball, goes way over in the left-hander's batter's box, and that thing comes in sharp at the end, and you can see it. It does. It's a pretty good pitch. That's tough where a right-hander, they just give up on that ball thinking it's going to wrap around the plate, but no siree. It's a good curveball.
Grady Sizemore had the hardest hit ball of the day really off Gonzalez his last time up when he short hopped the wall in right field. And once again, Grady Sizemore, who hasn't had a ton of experience in that 3-hole, but having a good game here. 1 for 2 with the RBI double. This was back in the 3rd inning.
Came on a 3-2 pitch, so the runner was off. And Gonzalez, instead of maybe trying to throw that breaking ball, threw him a fastball, and Grady was ready for it.
1-1 pitch, fouled out of play.
I think this time he'll attack him with the breaking ball for strikes, and maybe if he has to, just show him the fastball somewhere else.
Pitch number 75 coming up for Gonzalez.
And I think the A's are good. That's not a good look with the red hat and those green tops. This will be the last day they have to wear them.
Swung on and missed. Boy, Gonzalez seems to be getting better as the game goes along. He strikes out the side here in the 5th. 7 punch outs in all. 2 on Oakland through 5. 2-1, A's lead it going to the 6th inning. Cliff Lee on the hill for the Tribe has made 93 pitches, 59 for strikes. He will start the 6th inning with no activity in the Indians' bullpen. But you would have to believe this will be his final inning of work, unless he gets through this with amazing expediency. First pitch strike to Mark Ellis, who is 0 for 2. Twice he's popped up on the infield. In the air, right field. Chu, glasses down, backing up, makes the grab. One away. Let's go back to the STO studios once again for a Ford Sports update. Here's Al Pulaski.
All right, guys, let's go to Fenway Park. The Mariners taking on the Red Sox. 2-0 Boston. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Ronnie Cedeno cleans them off with a triple as Griffey, Gutierrez, and Jojima score. Seattle now takes the lead on Boston, 3-2. They're in the 4th inning. Back to you.
You're going for a sweep there in Beantown. Seattle playing pretty well.
Yeah, we talked about it the other day. They're only 2.5 out in the AL West.
Playing very well.
4 games above 500 coming into today. The 0-1 pitch, slow curve, and it missed. We'll see Seattle 7 times before this month is over. 4 games here at Progressive Field right out of the All-Star break, and then 3 in Seattle the following weekend. Here's the 2-1. 3 balls and a strike. This will be pitch 100 on the day for Cliff Lee. Landon Powell with a strikeout and a pop-up. Back foul, out of play, full count. And that payoff pitch is hammered in the left. Jimenez cuts it off. And a 1-out base runner for Oakland here in the 6th inning. It's their 7th hit of the day off Cliff Lee.
Well, he gets a fastball upstairs and he jumps all over it. Puts a good swing on it. Well, that'll go as a base hit. The only inning in which Oakland does not have a hit is the 4th inning, and that was a quick 1-2-3 by Cliff Lee. Other than that, they have at least 1 hit in every inning.
Crosby slices it foul. You know, this is something we talked about earlier in the series, the way Billy Beane, Oakland general manager, does business. Landon Powell was a compensation pick that the A's got from Boston when they lost Keith Folk, their closer. There's a liner to left. This is going to get down and go to the fence. Big Landon Powell around second. He's into third. He'll have to hold there. Big guy tips the scales around 260 or so. So they've got runners at second and third with 1 out.
There's another one that ran in down, but it's middle of the plate. So Crosby gets it down into the corner, and you're not going to be able to score. Powell, he's a catcher. He runs like one, looks like one. So ends up staying at third base. Second and third, 1 out, and Oakland an opportunity to add on to a 2-1 lead here. The infield's going to come in and play about halfway. Well, with the runner at third base at Powell, you can afford a few steps back. So they will stay at halfway.
Rajai Davis has 2 hits on the day. both singles. And looks at a ball down low, and it just looks like Cliff Lee's running out of steam here.
Well, right from the outset, he could tell today he just wasn't the same. That ball's not jumping out of the hand. I don't know if it's to the point now where he needs a little time off. It's he has 119 innings.
Popped into the lower deck down the right side. Indians just now getting that bullpen busy. Jose Veras, right-hander, just started to loosen up. The 1-1. Boy, I don't know what was wrong with that one. Called a ball, 2 balls and a strike. You tell me, Rick.
All right, let's look at it. Boy, that's awfully close. If anything, it's got to be high. If anything,
Yep.
You look at some of them now, and that's the way they call it. Nothing above the belt.
He tried to hold up, but he went around.
You take that one before that, and now that just goes to show you when you're a young hitter, you want to get aggressive and catch up to that fastball, but you swing instead of being patient. He was patient enough to take the one before that was borderline, and then this one's eye high, and you check your swing and swing at it, which certainly would have been a ball and would have been a 3-1 count.
That's where you want to take your bat and whack yourself on top of the helmet.
It's
2-2. Oh,
now,
he's staying right there.
That's unbelievable. He could take those 2 close ones, and then he checks his swing on the high one. Once again, this has got to be the same spot as the other one. A little higher.
Yep.
Little higher.
So a 3-2 count for Davis here with runners second and third, and Oakland up 2-1 in the 6th. Cliff's payoff pitch fouled out of play.
Now, obviously, they feel they can just power Davis. They can power by him because it's been all fastballs. They've all been upstairs.
Well, this will be pitch number 110 for Cliff Lee.
He averages about 106 per start.
The 3-2.
Where is that?
Boy, oh boy.
Now, if the other one's too high, I don't know where that one's at.
No borderline pitches go his way, and the bases are loaded with 1 out.
Okay, let's take a look at this one. This is ball 4, the 4th walk. Down and in. I mean, from that angle, it's hard for us. I mean, we could sit up here and look at it on TV. It wasn't low. You see where it goes by his knee. So that tells me it has to be inside.
All right, so here we go. Top of the order. Adam Kennedy 1 for 2. Sacrifice bunt his last time up. Lefty-lefty matchup, and he drives one to deep right. Chew back onto the track. Makes the catch. Tagging at third and coming home is Landon Powell. Tagging at second and going to third is Bobby Crosby. And Oakland now leads at 3-1. For Kennedy, it's his 26th run batted in on the year. Another check of the Alltel text poll question of the game. Best arm in the AL? You be the judge. Text your answer to 31962. Results coming up later. That's one of those plays there in right field that had Chew been able to get under it, even as deep as it was, he still might have had a shot at home plate because as we saw Landon Powell running, he's taking him a while to get from base to base.
Well, Oakland, in this series, have had chances. You know, if they could get a big hit to do some damage. They haven't been able to get the hit. That was a sac fly, but, I mean, if you can get a hit, you have a chance to do damage there. They just haven't been able to take advantage of it. They've scored now. You know, sacrifice fly, a little ground ball out here and there, or a line drive that was caught. But they've had bases loaded a couple times. And
the crooked number has eluded them.
Yeah, it really has. Indians pitching has been able to minimize damage.
2 down for Cliff Lee here, trying to get out of the inning. He's got Davis picked off. Now they get the runner at third they got to worry about as well. Garco throws home. Now they're going to go after Crosby. Peralta chasing Crosby. Now it's Cliff Lee who puts the tag on him to end the inning. It took some doing. We'll sort it all out. But the A's get a run. And the Indians trail it 3-1 now, middle of the 6th. Well, Cliff Lee was able to get out of that inning, only allowing the 1 run, thanks to a wild final play that goes 1, 4, 3, 2, 5, 1. Ultimately, Bobby Crosby was retired, but it was Rajai Davis who forced the issue.
Well, that'll go as a caught stealing for him.
Shin-Soo Choo leading off the bottom of the 6th for the Tribe is 1 for 2 with the double. Meanwhile, Gio Gonzalez is dealing here today. He has struck out 7 Indians hitters through 5 innings, including the last 3 outs he's recorded. Seven strikeouts ties a career high.
Well, and in his last start against Detroit, he went 5 innings, and this is only his 3rd start. He had 7 hits and gave up 3 runs. He had walked 2 and struck out 5. But in this ball game, he's walked 1, struck out 7, and he's into the 6th inning. We'll see how much farther he can go. But he's had a very good curveball today.
Chu taps it foul. Don't forget the Tuesday Mega Millions jackpot is $133 million. So don't forget to stop by your local retailer and get your ticket today. We'll be in Chicago when that drawing is held. Shin-Soo Choo, 6 for 10 in the series. A career high night Friday in which he drove in 7 runs. He's hit now in 4 straight games. When he strikes out looking here, and he's out on strikes for the 2nd time today. That's 8 punch outs for Gonzalez, 3 in a row, and the last 4 outs all via the K.
Well, Progressive Field Party Suites are perfect for entertaining clients, employees, or hosting a family celebration. You'll enjoy premium service, food, and beverages. Call 216-420-HITS.
Johnny Peralta drives one deep right center field, and it is gone. Just did clear the fence. And Johnny Peralta has hit his 5th home run of the year. And it draws the Indians to within a run. It's now a 3-2 ball game. For Peralta, that snaps an 0 for 7 skid. And it puts a jolt into this crowd for the first time in a while.
This will be our Pepsi home run replay. Peralta going the other way. He got a pitch elevated up in the strike zone. Johnny with that patented swing where he stays inside the baseball. Flying well to right center field. Just gets it up over the yellow line. You can see that fan. It clearly made it. It's going to stay right on the edge. And it'll go for a home run, and it is now a 3-2 ball game.
Kurt Young, A's pitching coach, out to the mound. I mean, the kid's clipping along. He struck out 3 in a row, gives up a solo homer.
Well, you know, with young pitchers, you just got to make sure you settle them down and make sure their head's in the right spot. That's all.
84th pitch of the game coming up right here. And Ryan Garko looks at ball one down low. Almost like taking a timeout in basketball. Hey, just take a quick 20-second
just
timeout.
Give him a breather. That's all it is. You're absolutely right. I mean, you're coming up to face a guy now who's 2 for 2 off him anyway. You know, don't lose your composure. You're still in control of this ball game. You have a 1-run lead. Just be aggressive and go after him.
If you're Oakland right now, that's the shame of it. As well as Gonzalez has pitched, his margin for error is still very thin. Thanks to the job Cliff Lee has done minimizing damage. Oakland has had plenty of opportunities today, but just the 3 runs so far. And Cliff Lee, 6 innings today. Looks like he'll be replaced by Jose Veras, who continues to warm in that Indians bullpen. The 2-2. Ryan Garko has now hit in 6 straight games, and during his 6-game hitting streak, he is 8 for 21. Slow bouncer to short. Orlando Cabrera throws him out, 2 down. Cleveland Indians Charity Celebrity Golf Classic comes up Monday, August 3rd. Log on to Indians.com/golf. Call 216-420-HITS for all the details. Here's Ben Francisco, 0 for 2. Struck out back in the 2nd inning. Trying to extend his 4-game hitting streak. Hopefully we have a day like this for the Indians Golf Classic this year.
Oh, boy, wouldn't that be nice?
Usually it is a beautiful day. Every once in a while we get one of those
rain
days where you just get those thunder boomers come out of nowhere. I'll never forget the day you and I were playing. I think you were in a group right behind us. My group pulled off under a tree as the deluge came down. Your group decided you were going to play through it. You're on the tee on that par 3. You swung, and your club went farther than your ball did.
I don't even think my ball went off the tee. The club slipped out of the hand, and I said, well, maybe it's time to quit. You do what they want to do. The clients wanted to play.
We want to play through, and then we'll play through.
That's right.
Mark Ellis throws out Ben Francisco, and the inning is over. But the homer by Johnny Peralta has drawn the Indians to within a run through 6 innings. Indians baseball is brought to you in part by Direct Energy, offering simple solutions for all your natural gas needs. Visit directenergy.com/GoTribe for details. And by AM PM, too much good stuff. Beautiful day here in downtown Cleveland. If there is a cloud in the sky, we can't see it.
No, we cannot.
Jose Veras coming on in relief of Cliff Lee, who went 6 innings today. Cliff allowing 3 runs on 8 hits.
Veras coming on, trying to keep it a 3-2 game now. Cliff cannot get a win in this ballgame, can only be the loser unless his offense comes back and gets him off the hook.
Veras facing Orlando Cabrera, who breaks his bat, bounces one to second, and he's quickly out number 1. Time now for our Northern Ohio Toyota Dealers game recap. Grady Sizemore's RBI double tied the game at 1. That was in the 3rd inning. Then Adam Kennedy with a sacrifice fly in the 6th. Made it a 3-1 Oakland lead, and Johnny Peralta's home run brought the Indians to within a run in the bottom of the 6th. For a dealer near you, visit buyatoyota.com. Fastball from Veras, registered 97 on the gun, but missed above the belt. Kurt Suzuki 1 for 2 with an RBI single and a walk. Tuno. Really missed with that one. 3 balls, no strikes. And the 3-0 is ball 4, so he walked him on 4 straight. And with 1 out, Matt Holliday will be the batter.
Well, Beach Weekend is coming to Progressive Field. That'll be Saturday, July 18th, when the Indians will take on the Seattle Mariners. That ball game will start at 7:05. All you fans will receive a Surfin' Sizemore bobblehead when you come through the gates that night. That'll be Saturday, July 18th.
Holliday has twice walked. He has singled, driven in a run. A strike called. He poured a fastball in there, 94 miles an hour. Oakland leads it 3-2. We are in the 7th inning. They've out hit the Indians 8-6.
Oakland, their remaining schedule will be on the road heading into the All-Star break. They go from here to Boston for 3, from Boston down to Tampa. And then they end up on Sunday in Tampa and have to head all the way home.
Oh, my.
I mean, when you think about it and you talk about the A's and their travel schedule, I was talking to Ray Fosse about this. They travel on a lot of off days being a West Coast team.
Yeah. Seattle probably has the worst travel of anybody because they just don't have anybody close.
Right. That's right. Their closest guy, team is 2 hours away. But Oakland, we are the last team for Oakland to play. They have played everybody in the league and their interleague series. We have not. We haven't played Seattle, haven't played the Angels, and have not played the Baltimore Orioles.
And the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Holiday went fishing. 2 down in the inning.
Well, there's a breaking ball slider down and away.
But when you're ahead,
His
1-2.
Well, his heart might have been into it, but his butt wasn't. You can see he's reaching for that pitch out of the zone. Veras gets the strikeout.
Now Jack Cust 0 for 3. Kurt Suzuki 4 stolen bases on the year. Again, the Indians have a 3-man shift on the right side for Cust. And another snap throw over. Veras lets it go, and it's in there for a strike. White Sox and Royals tied at 1 at Kauffman Stadium. They're in the 4th inning. Minnesota leads Detroit 2-0, bottom of the 4th at the Metrodome. Detroit started the day with a 2.5 game lead over the White Sox in the Central. Twins were a half game behind them, 3 out. The 0-1 in the air, left field. Jimenez on the move, makes the grab inside the line, and the side is retired. Stretch time here at Progressive Field. It's Oakland 3 and Cleveland 2. Fans, don't forget you can stop by Panini's, catch the ball game, enjoy pizza, wings, or a famous overstuffed sandwich on the beautiful outdoor patios, home of the best outdoor dining in town, Panini'sGrill.com. Crowd was just told that Victor Martinez has made the All-Star team this year for the American League, and they gave him a nice standing round of applause. So congratulations to Victor Martinez, who will be the Indians' representative at the All-Star game this year in St. Louis, Missouri. New pitcher now for Oakland. It'll be right-hander Michael Wirtz, who is coming on in relief of Gio Gonzalez. Gonzalez went 6 innings, allowed 2 runs on 6 hits, walked 1, struck out 8.
Wirtz pitched an inning in Friday's game, gave up a hit and a run. He gave up the home run, the sole home run to Chu in the 8th inning.
And as you saw, Bob Guerin going for defense too, putting Ryan Sweeney into right field, taking Jack Cust out of the game. Chris Jimenez leading off the bottom of the 7th for the Tribe, looks at ball 1. Down low, 2 balls, no strikes.
Well, Gonzalez, Gio, that's his longest start, only being his 3rd start, but 6 innings. Really did a pretty nice job today. 6 hits, a couple of runs. He walked 1, struck out 8, and gave up the home run to Peralta.
And a strike is called, 2-1.
He had a very good curveball today.
Yeah, he was impressive with that breaking ball.
Yes, he was. Now he sits back and says, come on, bullpen. I need some help. Got to get that first win.
2-2 the count. Struck out 3 straight at one point. Struck out the side twice in the 2nd and 5th innings. Wirtz with a 2-2, and Jimenez strikes out for the 2nd time today. 1 down in the 7th. Let's go back to the STO studios once again for a Ford Sports update.
All right, guys, we go to Minneapolis. Tigers Twins. Mauer gets on. Morneau brings him home with his 2-run shot to right center field. Twins add another here in the 4th inning. They're up 3-0. Still batting, bases loaded with 2 outs. Back to you.
Kelly Shopik 0 for 2 steps in. 4 hits in his last 29 at bats, and a swing and a miss.
Well, Kelly, one of those guys right now where the strikeout has been a very big part of his game. He has struck out 53 times this year in 147 at-bats, which is, way too many. When you look at it, he has 29 hits and 53 punch-outs. So we'll see if there's anything that he can do to maybe cut it down. Because Victor's been catching a little bit more, and Wedge starting to stay with a lineup says he wants to. Mm-hmm. So what that tells me is that Victor's going to get more playing time behind the plate, and Ryan Garca will be getting first base duties more so. Where Victor used to go over and play first base, but if Kelly's not going to hit, his playing time may diminish a little bit in the 2nd half.
The 1-2 pitch. He tried to hold up, but he went around and strikes out. 2 down.
Well, tickets are available for the AM/PM all-you-can-eat seats. They're $32 upper reserved seat tickets. It includes unlimited hot dogs, popcorn, peanuts, nachos, and Pepsi products. And it's supposed to be a good time had by all in the AM/PM seats. Call 216-420-HITS or visit Indians.com to check the tickets out.
As Drupal Cabrera 1 out of 3, he had a base hit in the 5th. Looks at a ball up high. He was trying to tie it up with 1 swing of the bat. 1-1 pitch is low. Two-one delivery is tapped foul. Well, the combination of a struggling team and a struggling economy is felt at the box office. On this Sunday afternoon, a crowd of just 19,105. On a just picture perfect
now, what's
day.
that total, Levis, for the 3-game series? Just over 50? I believe just over 50, and that was a July 4th weekend.
Just missed inside with that pitch, full count.
57,000?
70, yeah, because we had 20 and change, I think, first night. Yeah. Now the payoff pitch. Little tapper right back to the mound. Wirtz throws it over, and the Indians go 1-2-3. We'll go to the 8th here in Cleveland. 3-2, Oakland on top.
Be transmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians.
3-2, Oakland on top. 8th inning here at Progressive Field. Kids Fun Day crowd hoping to see the Indians rally back here in the late innings. But for now, they want to see Jose Veras keep the Indians down just a run. But Mark Ellis starts the inning with a high chopper over the head of Johnny Peralta, and the A's get their leadoff man aboard for the first time since the 5th when they scored a run in that inning.
That's how they've done it. I mean, what did they have? 8 runs, and 6 of the 8 have scored by the leadoff man.
Yeah. Adam Kennedy in the first inning today, and Davis in the 5th inning. That's 2 of their 3 runs this afternoon.
I mean, that's been their MO all series long. They've had opportunities to add to it, but they haven't been able to do it. But they've had pretty good success with their leadoff man getting on.
Landon Powell singled and scored his last time up. And a first pitch strike. Landon Powell with Bobby Crosby on deck. Left-hander Rafael Perez loosening in the Indians' bullpen. One ball, one strike to count. On the A's backstop today. He's extended his hitting streak to 4 straight games. And that's not easy to do when you don't play a whole lot. As I said, this is his first start in a week behind the plate. Up high, 2 balls and a strike. Also mentioned earlier how the fact that Powell is an A because of the draft pick compensation they received when they lost free agent Keith Folk, and that's part of Billy Beane's way of doing business. Rather than just trade him, unless he really gets the package he wants, he'll hold on to him, let him become free agents, and then they make the most of those extra draft picks.
Wow,
Cabrera couldn't pick the short hop, and all the way to third goes Mark Ellis on a single by Landon Powell, his second hit of the game.
That was almost, I mean, that was a hard play because they started the runner, Mark Ellis, and as Cabrera's covering, he's running over there. If he picks this ball, and you can see it's a vicious liner, you've got a double play, but that's just on the move. Very, very difficult play. Right back up the middle, but he was right there. He wanted to get to second base, but he gets through. And now Oakland will go first and third, nobody out.
Here's Bobby Crosby, 1 for 3 with a double his last time up. Down low, ball 1. Time is called by Kelly Shoppick. Veras came on in relief of Cliff Lee in the 7th. Walked 1, struck out 1. But here in his second inning of relief, back-to-back hits to open the inning. The 1-1. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Had Crosby turning out of the way. Good pitch.
Well, now he's got a chance for the punch out, so he's got to go for it.
Couldn't get him to offer at it. And the count evens 2 balls, 2 strikes. Crosby, who is 1 for 3 today, came in with a 153 average in his previous 27 games. The 2-2 now. Slowly hit to short. Cabrera backhands it. Goes to second for 1. The relay in time. A double play, but a run scores, and it's 4-2 Oakland. Ellis comes home. No RBI.
Well, he made a nice pitch on the slider, so he gets the next best thing. He didn't get the punch out, but he got the 6-4-3 double play. The only thing is that Oakland scored the run. So it's now a 4-2 lead, so they come back and again that leadoff man on. They scored again.
3 times today, 3 of their 4 runs. Harris misses inside with the slider to Rajay Davis. Davis with 2 hits. And a walk and a run scored.
Oakland, out of their 10 hits today, 9 of them have been singles. Then they have the 1 double.
2-0. Hit that off his foot right at home plate. 2-1. The 2-1. It's up high, 3 balls and a strike. Pours it in there, full count. Jose Veras trying to end the 8th. And the payoff pitch. Hammered into right center field, and Chu makes the grab, sliding over to his right to end the inning. But the A's get a big insurance run, and we'll go to the bottom of the 8th, 4-2 Oakland. Here we are at Progressive Field with a 4-2 Oakland lead. Going to the bottom of the 8th inning, Jamie Carroll, Grady Sizemore, and Shin-Soo Choo to face right-hander Michael Wirtz, who stays on for a 2nd inning of relief. This scoreboard update brought to you by Coors Light. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Pitch on the inside corner for a called strike. 1-2 the count on Carroll, who was 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. That came back in the 3rd.
Wirtz, we told you, he's got that slider that goes straight down. It's a very effective pitch for him. He had 2 strikeouts in his 1st inning of relief.
Ground ball to short. Backhanded by Orlando Cabrera. His throw is just in time. 1 away. The inaugural Joe Thomas Celebrity Fishing Derby will be Saturday, July 18th from 9 a.m. to noon at the Westlake Rec Center. Kids 5 to 15 will learn to fish with Joe Thomas, Darcy Egan, and friends. Registration is free. And each kid will get a free fishing rod and reel, tackle box, and a t-shirt. Call 1-800-WILDLIFE to register. Grady Sizemore 1 for 3 with an RBI double. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wertz with a 1-1. High and foul and slicing out of play. On this day in 1937, Hal Trotsky hit 3 home runs for the Indians, and they beat the St. Louis Browns 14-4. And that year, Trotsky finished with 32 home runs. In 1937, that was a lot of home runs.
Yes, it was.
1-2 pitch. Just missed. Hal Trotsky, I didn't realize this, Rick, was from Norway, Indiana.
I did not know that either. But then again, I don't know where Norway, Indiana is.
No idea. When I first read that, I said, he's from Norway. Oh, Norway, Indiana. And then I still went, I have no idea where that is either. Grady Sizemore with a 2-2 count. And the 2-2 pitch is inside, and the count goes full. Now the payoff. Swung on and missed. That's the 11th strikeout for Oakland A's pitching here today. 2 down in the inning. %70 of our viewers think Shin-Soo Choo has the best throwing arm in the American League among the outfielders. Thanks for voting. We'll have another Alltel Text Poll coming up Tuesday in Chicago. Timeout here at Progressive Field. Bob Guerin's going to make a pitching change with 2 outs in the 8th, and the A's leading it 4-2. (4-2) Oakland leads it. Michael Wirtz went an inning and 2/3. And now he comes out of the game for another right-hander, Andrew Bailey, who was just named to the American League All-Star team today. Bailey for the 37th time this year. You see the 8 saves. And tell you what, for a rookie,
57 punch-outs and 47 in the 3rd inning.
This kid's got some pretty good moxie for a rookie.
Well, he was the starting pitcher last year in Double-A, and then they converted him to the pen halfway through the season. He works quickly. He doesn't mess around. Another rookie on this A's staff. He had Tommy John surgery back in '05. Fastball, cutter, curveball, and a change.
Just missed outside. By the way, for those of you who are wondering, and I'm sure there's at least two of you who are, Norway, Indiana, Redbird tells us, is about an hour and a half northwest of Indianapolis.
Thank you, Redbird. Should have known better than that. He'd know.
Orlando Cabrera takes care of Chu and the Indians. And we will go to the ninth, 4-2 Oakland. Oakland on top. Ninth inning. Indians go back to the bullpen. Left-hander Rafael Perez will come on. He'll face the top of the order for Oakland. 31st appearance of the year. A win, 2 losses. 888.
Well, and you don't know if he's on just to face this leadoff hitter Kennedy. The way they've gone with leadoff hitters, they have 2 right-handers up in the bullpen throwing. I think it's Chris Perez, and then who else is up there? Winston Abreu, the newest comer for that Tribe bullpen.
There you see the tandem warming. Abreu's on your left. All right, here we go. Adam Kennedy. He is 1 for 2. He's a sacrifice bunt and a sacrifice fly. With a ribby, a run scored, and a stolen base. The 1-0. High pop. Center field. Francisco gliding in. Makes the catch, 1 away. Here now is Orlando Cabrera, 1 out of 4. His single came back in the 3rd inning. He's grounded out 3 times today. Indians down 4-2 in the 9th. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th, it'll be Peralta, Garco, and Francisco. Orlando Cabrera slices it down into the lower deck. Off day tomorrow for the Indians, and then they'll head out on the road. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we will greet you from the south side of Chicago. Indians and White Sox. All 3 games on Sports Time Ohio. First 2 games will be at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. The Thursday game will be at 2 o'clock Eastern Time start. We'll get away day baseball. Deep down the left field line, and Orlando Cabrera has left the yard. His 3rd home run of the year. His 2nd hit of the day makes it a 5-2 Oakland lead. And Rafael Perez continues to have his troubles.
Just the 3rd home run hit by Cabrera. Hanging breaking ball, hanging slider. Right down the line, into the home run porch. Makes it a 5-2 Oakland lead. They are last in the league in home runs, just their 65th as a team. And only the 2nd extra base hit of the afternoon out of their 11 hits.
Down low, ball 1 to Kurt Suzuki. Swung on and missed. Suzuki couldn't help himself. 1-1. Now Rafael Perez with the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed, and Suzuki has missed badly on 2 pitches.
Well, Rafael has been able to drop that slider down and in and getting him to swing over it. He hung one to Cabrera.
Now the 1-2, and Suzuki did get a piece. After the Indians' 3 games next week in Chicago, they'll go to Detroit next weekend, and that will send us into the All-Star break. 1-2 pitch outside. All-Star game this year will be in St. Louis at the new Busch Stadium. And if you haven't heard, Victor Martinez will represent the Indians at the All-Star game this year. Here's the set now in the 2-2. Broke the bat. Jamie Carroll grabs the blooper. 2 down. It'll send Matt Holliday to the dish. He has walked twice today. He's driven in a run with a single, and he has struck out. There is the pitch from Perez. Big bouncer to short as Drupal Cabrera guns it over, and the side is retired. But once again, the A's add to their lead, and we'll go to the bottom of the 9th, 5-2 Oakland. Oakland, bottom of the ninth here at Progressive Field. Johnny Peralta, Ryan Garko, Ben Francisco against Oakland closer Andrew Bailey, who came on to record the final out of the 8th inning. Bailey, a Jersey product, delivers down low, ball 1. Missed up high. 2-0 brings to mind one of our favorite Jersey guys, Joe Borowski.
Joey B, yes indeed.
2-0 delivery. Popped him up. Right side near the dugout. Crosby won't have enough room. Andrew Bailey, big kid at 6'3", 235 pounds. A 6th round pick back in 06. Out of South Jersey High School. Up high, 3-1. Throw it by him, full count. And the payoff pitch in the air, right field, routine for Sweeney. 1 away. Let's get a look at our Northern Ohio Buick Pontiac GMC performance of the game. And Gio Gonzalez went 6 innings, gave up just the 2 runs, walked 1 and struck out a career high 8. Found the side in order twice.
Longest start of the year so far for him. It's only his 3rd. But looking for win number 1.
Ryan Garko with a swing and a miss. 2 hits on the day for Garko. He's hitting 6 straight games now. The 1-1. Line drive caught by Cabrera at short, 2 away. Stay tuned for the Conrad's postgame show. We'll break it down for you. Preview the upcoming road trip for the Indians. Tribe was looking for a 3-game sweep here today, but Gio Gonzalez had other ideas for Oakland, and he pitched well. And once again, as has been the case so many times this year, a close game that maybe was a game could have gone either way. Oakland has been able to tack on a run in the 8th, run in the 9th against that bullpen.
Right. Well, that's what you look at, and you look at those numbers by the Indians. That 8th inning has been their worst of the year. Now outscored 67-32.
The 1-1 to Francisco. A called strike. Ben 0 for 3 today. Came in 6 for 7 in the first 2 games of this series. And he yanks one down the left field line, but it's going to hook into the seats foul. Bailey's 1-2. And there's a liner toward the gap in left center field. Francisco's going to turn and head to second base. And he'll go up standing with a 2-out double here in the 9th. And Nick Peters of Columbus is our latest winner of a pair of Browns tickets to an upcoming game this year. Thanks to the Ben Francisco 2-out 2-bagger, his 18th double of the year. You can enter by logging on to STOHD.com. Register for your chance to win. We're giving away a pair of Browns tickets for every double the Indians hit between now and July 11th, when Browns single game tickets go on sale at 10 a.m. through Ticketmaster. And we'll see if the Indians can keep it going here. We're going to get a pinch hitter. We're going to get Victor Martinez. And we've also got Travis Hafner out on the on-deck circle.
Well, no, yeah, Half is back there. You're right, back to back. If they can keep it going.
So here comes Victor Martinez, the Indians' lone representative for the American League All-Star team this year. That was announced earlier today. Martinez batting .304 on the year, 14 homers, 57 runs batted in. This is his first appearance as a pinch hitter this year. Andrew Bailey sets and delivers. And a swing and a miss. Well, if the Indians can get Martinez aboard, you'd at least bring the tying run to the plate in the form of Travis Hafner. Could make things interesting here. And there is Pronk readying for the Indians. If Martinez can get aboard. Here's the 0-1. Lays off. It's up high to even the count. Now the 1-1 from Bailey. Way outside. 2 balls and a strike.
Doing a little groundwork
he
out
seems
there
to be,
on the mound. It must be where he is landing, where he's really digging that hole.
Seems to be really doing a lot of work on that one spot. Powell, the catcher, just wants to go out and make sure he's okay. Two and one the count. With 2 down here in the bottom of the ninth, the Indians down 3. They need to get Martinez aboard to bring the tying run to the plate. And the 2-1 is a rocket shot, and it's short hop by Crosby, who goes to the bag to end the game. Boy, he nearly caught it on the line drive, but he smothered it and saves the game for Oakland. They win it 5-2, avoiding the 3-game sweep. Well, Victor hit it hard.